Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be sharing some ideas for using a laminator or creating laminated pages in your journals, and this video is in collaboration with a bunch of other creators for Junk Journal January, which is hosted by Meg Journals. And Junk Journal January is a month-long journaling challenge to help you along with your journaling and just to share some inspiration and a prompt for each day of the month. So each of us will be sharing one of our favorite junk journal techniques. So I thought I would share some ideas for using a laminator. I typically use a laminator to preserve and display pressed flowers in my journal, but I have some other ideas as well which I thought that we could explore in this video. So to create laminated pages, you obviously need to have a laminator and some laminating or laminator pouches. I got both of mine from Officeworks. And like I said, my favorite way to use a laminator in journaling is to take some pressed flowers and put them inside the pouch and then run it through the laminator, and that way I can see both sides of the pressed flower and it keeps it protected and preserved within my journal. But there are some other things you can do as well. So for example, I've got here some stickers which are clear. So I chose these clear stickers because you can see the image on both sides of the sticker. And I've also got a little strip of washi tape here which you can kind of see through the back side as well. And I'm just going to run this through as one big A4 sheet and then cut it apart into smaller sizes after. So whenever you are creating a laminated page, you do have to think about both the front and the back side of the page. Because it's clear, you're of course going to be able to see through both sides. So you want to think about how it's going to look on the back as well as the front. So here you can see I've cut up that sheet into smaller sizes, so I've got a few separate laminated pieces that I can use within my journal. And just to give you a little look at how they look inside, I've just pulled out my journal, and so you can attach these with tape as a full-sized page. You can attach them with a sewing machine or with a stapler to create pockets, or you could create little fold-out pieces where you've taped it off the edge of a page and it can lift up and open. So kind of like extending the page, but it's just a really cool extra texture you can add to your creative journals and scrapbooks, and a really fun way to add extra elements and to preserve different types of items within those clear pockets or clear pouches. So now I'm just going to demonstrate a few other ideas. So I have some photos here, they are the same size, and I'm going to put them back to back inside the laminating pouch. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue onto the photo so that they're not going to slip, because I want them to sit perfectly back to back, so that once I put this through the laminator, you aren't going to be able to see any backs of either of the photos. I'm also adding just a little bit of washi tape and a couple of stickers, and I'm just using these little star stickers which aren't double-sided or anything, but they look okay from the back side as well because they just sort of show the shape of the star. And I guess this is kind of like creating a mini scrapbook layout, with the difference being that it's clear. So once I put this through and I add it to my journal, it's going to allow me to peek through to the following page. And beside this, because I have some extra space, I'm taking a little scrap of wrapping paper from my daughter's 4th birthday, and I'm going to include this ephemera piece within the laminating pouch. So I'm just writing on the back what it is and where it is from, so that in the future I will know. And when I put this through, you're going to be able to see the front side of the paper and also the back side where I've written what it is. So you can always put some ephemera pieces in a laminated pouch, and it will help protect them depending on what that piece is, and it's just a really fun and different way to add it to your journal. I also pulled out some extra pressed flowers just to decorate around that piece of wrapping paper, and I just put them around the page in a way that I thought looked nice. And here you can see what it looks like once it's gone through the laminator. and that's going to give me 2 separate pages or 2 separate elements to use within my junk journal. Another idea is to go through magazines and either use images or quotes, or you could cut out articles or recipes or anything like that. I've decided to look through and find a quote. So you could cut out individual letters and make your own quote, or you could cut out a whole quote that's already written for you like I'm doing here. I just cut it down into strips and I'm going to put that through. And another idea is to use paper dolls, or you could use cutouts from book pages or any other images that you have. So I've put out this paper doll from my little tin of paper dolls, and I'm going to place that inside the pouch as well. And then on the other side, I thought I'd experiment with paint and do a little bit of painting on that leftover piece. I used a light pink color. One thing to keep in mind if you're putting paint through your laminator, make sure that it is completely dry before you run it through. And here is a look at all of the pieces that I created for this video. You could also experiment with glitter, or you could draw straight on the inside of a laminating pouch with a permanent marker, or create little borders or photo frames, and so many other ideas that you could explore. So here's a look at how the laminated pages look inside my journal once I've teamed them up with photos and some written journaling. And for many of these pieces, I just added them in the middle of the page with washi tape, but I also was able to make some pockets and some fold out pieces, which I really like how they turned out as well. Like I said before, it's just a really nice extra texture and a different technique to try. It adds a lot of interest to the page, and it's really nice to do something different every now and again. This is definitely something that I would do sparingly throughout my journal. It's not like I would do it on every page, but it really adds a lot of interest to the journal. So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you have any other ideas for using a laminator, you can leave them in the comments down below. I would love to hear them. Make sure you check out the playlist in my description box so you can see the rest of the videos in the Junk Journal January challenge hosted by Meg. I hope you guys are all doing really well, and I will see you in my next video.